Back will be with Dr. Rob, golf tips and how not to injure yourself when you're getting ready for golfing season.
I bet Dr. Rob knows and loves Welcome Back Kotter.
We'll ask him
We'll
next.
check. All right.
The jewel of the dial, 88.5 FM.
Turns my whole world misty blue.
The greatest hits of all time, 88.5 FM.
Today on Education Minute, we'll be discussing school councils. School councils are advisory committees of parents and school staff. They are required, under Ontario's Education Act, to provide community input and support to publicly funded schools.
There are really two main purposes for school councils. One of them is to support student learning in the local school community. The other major purpose is to provide advice to the principal and or the board. When you think about the specific decisions that are made at the school level and at the board level, it's really important to make sure that those decisions are influenced by or informed by the families and the communities that are going to be most impacted.
To get involved, call your local school, or for more information, log on to the board website.
Find out how your business can benefit from being a program sponsor. Call 905-780-7257.
Welcome back to Daytime York Region, everyone. We're outside the studio today, and we're talking about easing your way back into the golfing season so you don't injure yourself. Our good friend Dr. Rob Murray is back, and he's going to be talking about injury prevention. And also Dave Nino is here. He is the golf pro at Glenway Country Club in Newmarket. Thanks for coming out today, guys. Dr. Rob, how important is it for us to prepare for golf season instead of just going out and going for a game?
Yeah, it's extremely important to prepare. 62% of golfers are going to get injured during the golf season, and on average they miss about 5 weeks of golf. And in Canada our golf season is pretty short, so you want to make sure you're prepared so you don't miss out on any good golf time.
So prepared how? Stretching, that's important to do?
Yeah, physical fitness. You want to be stretching, you want to have your physical strength ready, and you want to make sure you have a proper swing to prevent injury.
Dave, can you imagine missing 5 weeks of golf?
No.
No.
But I do in the wintertime up here.
Oh, well, that's true.
So
You got some nice sun going. Looks like you haven't missed any golf at all yet.
Well, I've been helping people with their games.
There you go.
Which
Very
is why
nice.
you're here today. So, Dr. Rob, tell us about what we should do before we even go to the course.
There we go. Yeah. Before we go to the course, well, the first thing is you should get a lesson.
Oh, okay.
Proper swing is going to be one of the best injury preventions. You waste a lot of energy, expend a lot of energy, put yourself susceptible to injury if you don't have a proper swing before the course. When you get to the course, you want to warm up, obviously, before you start a round of golf.
All
What
right.
should we do to warm up?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's warm out here anyway. It's actually disgustingly hot, so I feel warm. But to get our muscles working, what do we have to do?
There you go. Well, 5 minutes of walking ahead of time is good just to get some blood flow to the muscles. And then you want to do some stretches. And you can use your golf clubs to assist with the stretches.
Okay.
One of the basic ones is you want to get some trunk rotation going. So you hold the club in front of you and stretch the side, stretch your low back. I think the key with this that a lot of people make mistakes with is that they pump. They go like this. Really, you just want to hold the stretch as far as you can for at least 10, 30 seconds in that range.
Are people doing this? Because I've never seen anybody stretch before
Probably
golfing.
not enough.
Okay.
They're all
and,
injured.
And this improves your game too, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. You want the flexibility to improve your swing.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have any other stretches that
Yeah,
would
of
work?
course.
Yeah, okay.
Golfer's elbow is a big problem with golfers. They injure the muscles leading up to the elbow. And basic stretch for that is just bending the wrist back. And you should feel a stretch through the bottom of the forearm on the inside. And you want to hold that for, again, at least 10 seconds, upwards 30 would be better.
That's a good one. Dave, do you find that people just want to get out there, they go out to the course and maybe they're not ready, maybe their bodies aren't ready after the long winter?
Well, a lot of times you find that people just want to, well, they pretty much come in their cars, the cars are still hot, and they're really pretty much getting right to the first tee, so they don't spend a ton of time stretching or warming up beforehand. But
When you're teaching people how to swing properly, do you see a common mistake amongst people, like a common thing that keeps happening?
There's usually there is a lot of people you'll see slicing the ball, and a lot of people want to hit the ball pretty hard. So working on your back muscles, obviously that would be one thing to help improve that. But you see a lot of people swinging hard with their arms, and you see the ball's going left, ball's going right. So if they use their legs a little bit more, that'll help them get the ball going a little bit straighter, a little bit more consistency.
Can you walk us through one right way of slicing? Yeah.
I don't know about a perfect swing, but I can.
Okay, when we're going to stand back.
You want me to work on my slice? I'm trying to get rid of that thing.
Yeah, we don't want the
Okay, that's
slicing.
bad, right? See, I'm not a
George
golfer.
is not a golfer.
So slicing is when you miss the ball, right?
Well, slicing is when you get the ball with a big banana.
I need lessons, dude.
All right,
All
well,
right.
come visit.
Okay,
Yeah,
will do.
come to Glenway.
Do you want me to do a slice?
No,
No.
do
You
want
the
me to do the
right way.
proper
Show
one?
us, walk
Okay.
us through the right way.
Okay. Well, obviously you want the proper grip.
Yes.
All right, so you've got your hands on the grip, fingers on top, thumb down the shaft, and then the bottom hand, fingers on the grip, thumb also on the shaft, covering up that top thumb.
Right.
And all you're going to do is just make sure you're in a nice, relaxed position, arms hanging down naturally. You know, just want to be relaxed. And from there, it's just pretty much just turning the shoulders and then turn the hips forward.
Nice.
And you keep your eye on the ball.
That's
Do you?
Yeah, well, I try
Okay,
to.
all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Dr. Rob, if your swing isn't up to par like Dave's, could you injure yourself?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely. And the golf swing in general is a very uneven, imbalanced motion for the body. So you're very susceptible to injury, especially if you're catching a lot of ground. If your golf club gets stuck in the ground, it's going to put a lot of stress on the body.
And here I'm holding, what am I holding actually?
Yeah, well,
is this
well,
for
these
injuries?
Well, if you have an injury, what you need to do to recover as quickly as possible is practice the acronym RICE. You want to rest the area of injury. You want to ice the area of injury.
Right.
Good old gel pack works, applying it to the area for 10 to 15 minutes, as repeated every 20 minutes. You want to compress the area using a tensor bandage or a brace in the future, and then you want to elevate. That helps drain inflammation from whatever joint you've injured. So you want to rest, ice, compress, and elevate.
Rest, ice. Okay, gotcha.
Remember that.
Cool.
And how long does an injury take to usually heal? I mean, I guess
Depends
some
on
of
the
them
extent, but I mean a minor tweak can take a few days. A major strain of a muscle or a ligament can take weeks.
Okay.
So.
So if I go here and try my golf swing, what muscles am I working
Yeah, you're going to
as
be.
I get ready?
The majority of your swing is going to be coming through the lumbar spine, your low back, and
'Cause
through your
bending,
hips,
you know.
and of course your shoulders, your arms.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So Dave, do you want to show me the right way to do this?
We certainly can.
Because I know I'm not doing it the right way.
Okay. Well, then just making sure you've got the proper grip, hands around the grip, which is good.
Yep. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
excellent. So knees or feet are about shoulder width apart.